it's Christy, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 daily habits that can help you be a more productive writer. So as I mentioned recently, I'm not participating in NaNoWriMo this year. If you're curious why I'm not, I posted a video explaining all the details, so I'll leave that down below so you can go watch that after this. But I wanted to post this video and these tips for those of you that are participating in NaNoWriMo. And I think that these tips will be really helpful to you if you are beginning to feel burnt out and you need a little push, a little motivation. And even if you're not participating in NaNoWriMo, if you're working toward any sort of writing goal, I'm really hoping that these tips will be useful to you. So here are my 5 daily habits toward being a more productive writer. So number 1 is to journal. Okay, so not only is journaling a writing exercise in and of itself, but it is a great way to unload some of that creativity that might be keeping you from focusing. Have you ever been really pushing toward writing a certain project and you have all these other ideas for other projects popping up that are not related or applicable to this project? Journaling is a great way to kind of release some of that creative energy, and that way you have more room in your brain to focus. So that's one of my reasons for journaling. My other reason is that you can reflect on this time. One of the journals that I really recommend is the Happiness Project journal, 5-year journal, I believe is what it's called. I actually have it, I just don't have it with me at the moment. But it is a 5-year record of your day. So it'll say today, whatever the day is, and it'll have the date and the date of the month, and then it'll have spots for 5 years. And so you have a short little window where you can write down the highlights of the day. And then so next year when you're writing down that same day, you can compare it against last year, what you were doing last year, the same time in the year. And so I think it would be a really cool, if you're just starting out doing NaNoWriMo, or even if you're not, that could be a really cool documentation for you, so you can see sort of how you're progressing, you know, in your writing, like how you're improving, and just see where your struggles were, or if you just want to write about the highlights, write about the good things, the things that you enjoyed last year versus this year. I think that could be a really cool chronicle of your experience. And my second tip is to do yoga. So these first 3 are going to sound pretty similar, but yoga is also going to be a great outlet for your creative energy. So writers, because we're sitting down at a computer all the time typing, a lot of the time we're hunched over, we don't have perfect posture. You can start to feel really cooped up, and you know, you really need that outlet, that physical outlet, so you can be as productive as possible and focus. But then the other thing is, because we're in these positions for extended periods of time, it's really doing a number on our body. And when you're in pain, it's really hard to meet your goals. It's really hard to be creative and enjoy the process if you're hurting. So this is why I really recommend yoga. Even if you're not hurting right now, there's nothing like preventative measures, preventative yoga, to keep you in good shape. So yoga, you do a lot of stretches and you do a lot of balancing techniques, and there's this mind-body connection. It's so amazing. So I really recommend taking that time to really get away from your computer and stand up and stretch and move. It's really going to be beneficial to you, and I think you'll feel a lot better. So then my third tip is to meditate. So even taking just, 5 minutes in the day, in the beginning of the day, to meditate and reflect on what your intentions are for that day is going to be really beneficial to you. I find a lot of the time, just depending on, if you wake up and maybe you had a bad dream, or maybe, something's going on with work that you're not excited about, or whatever it is, if you don't take time to really set that intention, a lot of external factors can affect you and affect your mental state, and it can really ruin a writing day. I'm speaking from experience. It's really hard to feel motivated and creative and excited when you're in a bad mood, So meditation is really going to help make you feel positive, make you feel motivated and inspired. And then it's also going to really help you focus. It's a practice in focusing. So when you can sit down and quiet the mind for 5 minutes, you'll find that more and more your brain is going to start doing what it wants you to do, if that makes sense. You know, like the brain is a muscle just like anything else, and you have to practice working with it and practice making it quiet, so that way also when you're ready for that creative burst of energy, it can bounce back. Meditation is a great exercise for the brain, and it's going to get your brain in tip-top shape for your writing. And then so my 4th daily habit is to read. And you might be saying, are you crazy? Like, I am trying to write a rough draft in a month. I am not reading. Nope, all of my TBR lists are out the window for this month. I'm not planning on reading anything else. But here's why I think you should do it. And we're not talking about reading 100 pages every single day. I'm just talking about taking a little part of your day to unwind from your current project, and maybe before bed, just read a few pages or read a chapter. And this is going to do a couple of things for your brain. Number one, it's going to tire you out. So if you're feeling pretty buzzed and pretty full of energy after your writing session, maybe you've been writing until midnight and you're still, you know, full of all that creative energy and you're having trouble sleeping, reading's going to be a really great way to tire the brain and let you get that much needed rest so you can get back to your writing the next day and be productive again. And then it's also going to give you a lot of inspiration. You know, maybe you'll find some things inspiring your next scene that you're writing the next day, or maybe you're a little bit stumped on how to handle a conflict. That reading someone else's work is really going to inspire you in those areas and give you ideas. So again, I'm not saying you have to like read a whole book in a week or anything. I mean, we're not talking about winning awards. So my 5th daily habit that I am recommending is to get outside. So if you're starting to feel a little restless, I encourage you to get outside, and not just outside in your backyard. Maybe find a new venue for your writing. Go to a cafe, go to the library. I love writing in the library, or the park if it's nice weather. Switching up your location can really help inspire you and kind of get you in a different mindset and get you motivated again. And connecting with nature is just really healing and fulfilling for the spirit and the mind. So if you're starting to feel burnt out, I really recommend getting back out there and, you know, watching the clouds and just, you know, the sunset, or, you know, go to a pond and watch the water rippling. You know, I think it'll inspire your writing and it'll definitely kind of restore you a little bit. So these 5 habits are all ones that I myself have integrated into my daily routine, and so I'm speaking from experience that they do help. At least they've helped me, and I hope that they'll be useful to you, whether or not you're participating in NaNoWriMo. If you are, I wish you all the best. Good luck to you. I hope that you achieve all of your goals and that you really enjoy the process. If you're new here to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye.